All right, let's jump right in, shall we? We're going to break down the official housing report for Washtenaw County. The goal here is to get a super clear picture of what actually went down in the 2025 market and, the big one, what it all means for you if you're even thinking about buying or selling in 2026.
So this is really the big question, isn't it? What really happened in the Washtenaw housing market last year? Was it a boom, a bust, something in between? Well, the data from the year-end report, it gives us a pretty definitive answer. So let's just get right to the headline.
And there it is, modest but meaningful. I want you to remember that phrase because it really is the key takeaway from the whole report. It tells us, look, the market didn't, explode, but it absolutely made a solid, healthy comeback after things had been a little slower. It points to stability, to some really positive momentum.
Okay, so let's put some numbers to that rebound. Sales up 5%. That means more homes actually found new owners. The total dollar volume, basically all the money spent on homes in the county, that jumped a solid 8%. And the average sale price, it still ticked up 3%. So you've got more sales, more money in the game, and higher values. I mean, that's a positive story no matter how you slice it.
And this is a big but. Those headline numbers, they don't really tell the whole story. See, underneath all that positive growth, there was this fundamental tension that really defined what the market felt like for most people out there.
And this right here is the question I'm sure so many of you have been asking yourselves. If all the numbers are pointing up, why on earth did it still feel so competitive, so frustrating to actually find a home last year? Well, the good news is the data has a very, very clear answer for that feeling.
Yeah, it all comes down to one simple word: inventory. The report is crystal clear on this. The supply of homes actually for sale is still just, it's way below what we would have called normal before the pandemic. That scarcity, that lack of choice, that's the real conflict at the heart of our market story right now.
So this is a really crucial idea to get your head around. Constrained inventory. Think of it like a simple equation, right? On one side, you've got tons of healthy buyer demand. I mean, plenty of people really want to buy a home. But on the other side, that demand is just slamming up against a super low supply of houses for sale. And that imbalance, it does two things. It limits your choices as a buyer, and it naturally keeps prices from falling.
Now, this is where things get really, really interesting. This lack of choice, it's created a fascinating shift in how people are buying homes. You'd think with fewer options, buyers would just, take anything they can get, right? Nope. The opposite is happening. They're becoming incredibly selective.
What's happening is that this dynamic has basically created a two-speed market. Think about it. In the fast lane, you have what the report calls top-shelf homes. These are the ones that are move-in ready, they look great, they're priced right, and bam, they sell in a flash. But then, in the other lane, you've got everything else. The listings that need work, maybe they're a little overpriced or just don't show well, and those homes, they're starting to just sit there.
And this leads us to probably the most critical takeaway from the entire report, especially for anyone out there thinking of selling. You can't just throw your home on the market anymore and expect it to fly off the shelves just because the market is good. Success now is all about execution. That means pricing it right, preparing it thoughtfully, and having your expectations in the right place from day one.
Okay, so these big county-wide trends are super important, for sure. But the story gets even juicier when we zoom in. So let's take a quick little tour of two of Washtenaw's key markets, Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti, and see how this whole thing actually plays out on the ground.
First stop on our tour, Ann Arbor. No surprises here, really. The 2025 market showed incredibly strong, consistent demand. I mean, it's exactly what you'd expect from the county's high-value anchor, right?
And here's the number that just anchors that entire story. The average sales price for a single-family home in Ann Arbor last year was, get this, $637,000. That is a massive indicator of just how much value buyers place on being in that specific market.
Okay, now let's hop just a few miles down the road to our next stop, Ypsilanti. And what's cool here is that the market shows a really similar pattern of healthy, active growth, but it's all happening on a totally different scale. This is a market that's all about accessibility.
And the price tag really tells the story. The average sale price in Ypsi in 2025, just over $287,000. I mean, what a striking contrast, right? It just perfectly highlights the incredible diversity of options we have right here in Washtenaw County. So when you put them side by side, it really is a tale of two markets. The price difference is it's huge, more than double. But here's the kicker, look at this sales growth year over year. Ann Arbor was up 8%, Ypsilanti was up 7%. They are moving in almost perfect lockstep. What that tells us is that there is strong, healthy demand across all the different price points in our county.
Okay, so that was 2025. We've got the context. We know the story. Now let's turn to the future. What does all of this mean for you right now? Let's lay out the game plan for 2026, and this is coming straight from the report's forecast.
So here's what the experts are predicting. First, they expect sales to climb by another 5% or so, which is pretty similar to last year. Second, home values are going to continue to see those modest, sustainable increases. And third, and guys, this is the big one, the market is going to get even more selective. That whole top shelf effect we talked about, yeah, that's only going to get stronger.
So with that forecast in mind, the report basically gives us a clear three-step playbook for any seller who wants to win in this market. It all comes back to that word execution. Step 1, you have to price your home accurately right from the get-go. Step 2, prepare it thoughtfully. You've got to meet the demands of these selective buyers. And step 3, walk in with realistic expectations about how long it'll take and what the final outcome will be.
And all of this really leaves us with one final, really crucial question to think about. As we navigate this market, a market that's totally defined by picky buyers and not enough homes to go around, you really have to ask yourself, is my home ready to be top shelf? Because in 2026, that's exactly what it's going to take.